Yes, sir.
Okay. So yeah, we will get started with our basics first, and then we will progress slowly on that. So first thing, what is Python? Okay. Python is a scripting language majorly. Um, so compared to programming, there is little difference in scripting. So Python is will come under a sector called scripting language rather than programming. Why it is called a scripting language? There is a difference between programming and scripting languages. Like if you see Java, C, C++, .NET and all these are programming languages. Whereas the languages like Python, Perl, Unix shell scripting, PHP, JavaScript, all these are actually comes under something called scripting language. So what is the major difference between both of them is in Java, just a minute. In Java, what you do is you execute the code, you compile the code, and then you execute the code. Okay. Whereas in Python, you only compile the code. Sorry, you only execute the code. You don't compile the code. Okay. So that's a major difference between Java and Python. That means programming languages and scripting languages. In scripting languages, we don't compile the code. For example, Java, while you are executing any program in Java or C++, what you do is you will directly say, you will say Java C, then file.java. Then you will say Java file.java. Okay, you will execute. First, you will compile it. Similarly, C also you will say first you will have to compile the code, then you will say /a.out. So basically what you do, you will compile the code, then you will check the errors. If there are no errors, then you will execute the code. But in Python and any scripting languages, you don't compile the code, you directly execute the code. Okay. That means you don't use anything called compilation in scripting languages, and Python is one of the scripting languages available. Okay, here. Second thing, Python is a high-level language. What does it means? High-level language means it doesn't mean that it is um, uh, very tough to understand and all. The understanding of high level itself means it is more easy for the user to understand. That's called high level language. Okay. So Python is easy to understand for all the users because it consists of more of English words and English representations. And that's why we called it as high level language. The third important thing where Python stands different from others is Python is both object oriented and procedure oriented. Okay. What is the difference? See, if you see Java is a pure object oriented. So you cannot even write a single line of code or single program without having class. Okay. Concept in Java. Because Java is a pure object oriented. Whereas if you see C is a procedure oriented. So after main function, whatever you execute, it will execute step by step. But whereas Python is both. So Python will help you to either write any code with object oriented way or else with a procedure oriented way. That means you can directly write a normal code without using any class object or any concepts of oops. Okay. And you can also include all the oops concepts in Python and then execute any code. So that's a main difference between Python and other languages, especially. Okay. And second thing, and also one more important thing, Python is dynamic type language. What does exactly it means is, uh, not just Python, any language which is um, scripting is a dynamic type language. What is dynamic type language? Here you don't use any kind of data type prior to your variable. For example, in Java, if you want to declare any int variable, generally you will say int a equal to, okay, int a or int b, whatever it is, int variable equal to some value. Okay, if you want to define any float variable, you will say float a, float b equal to. If you want to create any string variable, then you will say string s or string some variable equal to some value. But whereas in Python, you don't need to say like that. You can directly say a equal to 10, b equal to 20.2, or s equal to Nikhil, if you are able to see here. Why it is like this? What is the main benefit of Python over other languages? Why you don't want to pre-declare? Because Python has something called interpreter. Okay, interpreter is nothing but a converter. Right? If you want to, you're writing some code, that code has to be converted to machine level language, and it should convert back to your user understandable language, right? So Python has that converter, okay, which is used to convert the code from one language to other language. Okay, so that means the code that you write to machine level language and convert back to your understanding, so that you can see the output in the screen. So the interpreter in Python is very strong. You don't need to pre-declare any variables. Okay, any data types pre-declare to your variables. You don't need to say int, float, string. It will automatically understand whenever you say a equal to some 10, 20, it will understand, oh, okay, there is a variable which is created with a and the value called 10 is stored, which is an int variable. It will automatically understand it. You don't need to say explicitly it is an int variable. So because the interpreter in Python is very strong, it can understand, it can convert, it can able to understand whatever the code that you have written. So that's the reason, Python is more beneficial compared to other languages. So what are the main things we understood here? Python is a scripting language where you don't compile the code, you only execute the code. Python is high level language. That means it is easy for user to understand. Okay, Python is both object oriented and procedure oriented. Python is dynamic type of language. You don't declare anything. Python, one important thing in Python is Python has extensible libraries. You can say packages, you can say modules, okay? You can say libraries. All this comes under same category, but exactly they are not same. I mean, definition wise, they are all meaning same. That means Python has so many libraries to work with, which are already inbuilt or which you can create by yourself, because Python is open source. Open source means it is free to everyone to directly go and download. You don't need to pay any amount and download it, right? You can directly go to Google and download it. Similarly, Python is open source. That means the source code of Python is open to everyone. So anyone can contribute to Python. That's a understanding of it. So because of that, there are so many libraries which came into picture. So you can create your own package and add it to Python library, okay, or Python index package. We say PIP, okay. Anyone can create their own package. Anyone can create their own library. Anyone can create their own module, okay. So like this, Python has thousands and thousands of existing libraries, and also creatable libraries, created libraries, which can use in every, part of usage in the market. For example, if you're development, if you're using development, there is a framework called Django. So Django will do everything. It will create the structure, it will build the apps. It has so many inbuilt methods, modules, classes, everything is inbuilt. You can directly create any apps by yourself. Similarly, if you're into testing, it has so many inbuilt libraries like Selenium. Inside Selenium, it has so many libraries. It has so many packages where you can create easily. You can write any code in a very easy way, okay, in Python compared to any other language. Okay. So that's a main reason of being uh, Python, learning Python. So, I mean, it seems to be little boring first day because it is just a high level introduction of Python. So I would request you to please do the payment. Okay. Once you have done the payment, we will start with our regular topics. So I would show you quickly to install Python in your system. You can directly open Google and then go to something called go to Google and just type python.org. Python.org. So this is the website where you can able to install everything in Python. Okay. So this is the website which is useful for installing your Python. Okay. Got it right? So you can go to downloads and click on this download. Okay. Click on this 3.1, 12.6. Okay. This is the latest version which is available. You can also download any other versions of it if you want it. Otherwise, you can directly go here and download this. You just need to click on it. Once you click it, it will say it will be downloaded. So I'm not showing you because I have so many versions in my system. So one version is enough. Once it is downloaded, you can click on it. You can say install. Okay. I'm not installing it. I'll show you how to do it. So you just need to go to this website. Then you can say here you will get install now. Okay. For me, it is saying upgrade now because I already had some other version. Okay. So you will get install now. Just click on it. Okay. And I'm canceling it. Sorry. I'm canceling it because I don't need it. Okay. For you, you just need to say yes. That's all. You will get it here as setup successful. Okay. For me, setup failed because I intentionally canceled it because I have already one version of Python in my system. I can work with any version of Python in my system. Okay. Anyone can work with any version of Python, which is more than 3.9. Okay. Okay. If you want to install the latest version, you can install it. Any doubts still here, anyone? You will get just setup successful here once you're done. So then you can directly go and you can restart your system. Before restarting your system, you can go to the environment variables. Once you have successfully installed, go to open. Okay, you have to add your variables here. Okay, so am I going fast or is it fine? Can you please tell me? Am I going little fast or it is okay? Speed is okay. I want your fair answers, okay, so that I can decide. No, I will go according to your interest.
Okay.
The speed is fine, right?
Right.
Yeah. So here, what you need to do is once you have just adding your environment variables, okay. So you have to go here and then you need to add your. So you have installed 3.1.2, right? Once you have installed 3.1.2, you can create if there is any variable called path already there in your user variables. Just go here, do double click, and then say new, and then you need to add the path. Which path you need to add? I'll tell you. Go to search and type python.exe. Okay, this is the interpreter. Python.exe is the interpreter. Okay, right click on it, open the file location. This location you need to go and add it. Okay, please remember everyone, this location you need to go and add. So for you it will be not the exact location, it would be little different. Just go and add this location. Control C, Control V, and then come here and add the location. I already have it, right? You see. So why are we doing all these things? We are telling to our system that, boss, I have Python in my computer. You please recognize it anywhere, okay, wherever I open Python. Got it, right? That's where the understanding of adding the environment variables. So you have to add both two parts. One path is this one, and other path is you need to go inside scripts. Here you have PIP, right? This path also you have to add. These two paths you have to add it. Very, very important. Okay, I have already added it here. You can see, right? Okay, so here you need to add, and also you need to add it here. So if you have anything called path variable already created, you can use it. Otherwise, click on new, add path, PATH, small or capital, anything is fine. And then paste that location, whatever the location you have, right? But sorry, not this location, Python locations. Okay, the both locations you have to paste it. So you have to add here path and here path in the environment, user variables and system variables. Okay. So in this both way, you have to add it. The reason why you're adding it, you're asking your computer, okay, and the user which you have logged in to identify that Python is installed in your system. So once you have done this, restart your system. See, I'm not showing all these things because it's a very basic thing for everyone. If you are having any problem, you can ask me. You can try it at your home and then you can ask me, okay? This is a straightforward thing, right? Self-explanatory. You can understand.
Hello.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Are you doing
So
it, everyone?
Sir, first of all, we need to give the path of Python exe. Post that, we have to give the PIP path or script path. Means,
No, scripts path. You need
uh,
to give this path. Okay, this path, scripts path. This path. You just need to go
okay,
inside this.
okay,
So what is
okay,
the reason? Because PIP means Python index package. All
okay,
packages in the Python will be there inside PIP. Okay.
okay,
So if you give this path, it will, if there is any new package which is installed, they would be recognized as Python index. It is indexing to Python. Okay. That's where it understands it. So if you want to install any package, you need to say pip install that package name. Okay. So if that means you need to say that pip is also there in my Python path, so that you can install any package from Python path. That's the understanding. So two things you need to give. One is you need to give this path, and otherwise other one you need to give this path. Hope you understood, right, everyone? I'll give you 2 minutes time. You can parallelly do it, everyone. If you have any issues, call. Just let me know. Okay, we shall. So once you have restarted your system, you can open IDLE. IDLE means Integrated Development Environment. Yeah, so you need to open IDLE. So here, this where you can write your code. Okay, you can start writing your code. So you can zoom it and you can start writing your Python code. So this is the IDLE, Integrated Development Environment, or you can say a place where you write your Python code, a default editor which Python gives you. Okay. Once you download Python, it will automatically come when you download Python. So now you can say, right, you can create any variable like a equal to 10. If I say a, it will automatically give me 10. If I say b equal to 20.2, okay. If I print b, I'll get output. If I say c equal to Nikhil, okay, double quotes. A string should be represented with single or double quotes. Okay. Then if I print C, I'll get output. Okay. So this is the point of, using your IDLE. IDLE is more, what you can say, um, user easy platform where you can able to write and you can able to code. So there are some other ideals which we have. We have Visual Studio, we have IntelliJ, we have PyCharm. So we will see all these things in the later classes. So for core Python, we will go with this IDE, okay, default IDE. Yeah, so you can create any variables like this, okay. You can create the variables like this also, a comma, b comma, c. Here I'm not writing a integer, b as float, c as string, nothing I'm writing, right? Because you don't need to declare it. In Python, that's a benefit. You don't need to give any semicolon also. Even if you give also, there is no problem. If you don't give also, no problem. So Python does not make you mandate to write anything. That's the benefit of Python. Okay, the benefit of Python is you don't need to write anything mandated, and it is very easy for everyone to understand. So see, I say ABC equal to, I'm saying, okay. So let me say the same thing I will say ABC equal to, so I can give gap also 10 comma 20.36. This is a string variable, right? And then I'll say Nikhil. So here what happens, if I print C, it will give me Nikhil. If I print B, it will give me 20.36. If I print A, it will give me 10. So this time, see, you need to understand very, very important thing. This ABC is different from this ABC. Even though the variable name is same, but what happens in Python is the old data is erased. See, in the previous example, B equal to 20.2. Now, if I defined B equal to 20.36, so that 20.2 is automatically removed. That's called, there is something called garbage value collector in Python. So unused variables are automatically deleted. If there is any variable you are assigning as a new value, that value will be the value for that variable. For example, if I say A equal to 1000, okay, I am not changing variable. So if I print A, it is only 1000. It is not 10 anymore. Okay, it is not 10. If I say C equal to Durga, so the value of C is Durga, not Nikhil anymore. Okay. So what about Nikhil and 10? The 10 and Nikhil is automatically deleted. So unused variables will be automatically deleted. Latest values of that variables are assigned to that variable. That's a very, very important thing that you need to understand. So in Python, how it works is, it will not change the value. It will create a new object altogether. Okay, that means I say C equal to 1000 and then again I say C equal to 5000. So it will not just change the value of it. It will create a new location. It will create a new. So what is a variable first? Variable is nothing but it is a place is okay in your memory. So there is a memory management. In that memory, you have some space allocated and that space has some value. Okay. So for example, you say A equal to 10. What happens? It creates some space. It has some logical address. Okay. And it will store 10 value in that place. And if you say A equal to 1000, it will not just change the place. It will not change the value. It will create a new place, new space in the same memory. Okay. And then it will assign 1000 to that. The old A equal to 10 space is removed automatically. Got it right? Automatically it will be removed. It will be taken care internally by Python memory management, which is nothing but garbage value collector. It will remove that value. Hope you guys understood, right? What I'm trying to say. So two important things you need to understand here. One is the latest value of that variable is the variable. Second is unused variables will be removed automatically. And you don't need to pre-declare any data type in Python like other programming languages. Because Python does not need explicit mentioning of data type. It will automatically understand. Right? See what is happening whenever I say B equal to 20.2, what is happening is this is an interpreter. It will go back. So there will be some interpreter which is there back end of it. It will read that data. Okay. Okay, whenever I say enter, it will read the data. It will convert the data. Then whenever I say B, it will automatically go and do some calculation inside it and print me 20.2. Okay, see, ultimately, your computer is understanding your code and it is converting. Okay, so initially it will convert to bytes, and from there it will convert to machine level understanding, okay, byte code, and then again convert back to your user level understanding. So all these things will happen in milliseconds. Okay, you can't even imagine of it. Whenever you say B, automatically it gives you output. So all this is taken care by your interpreter. There is something called interpreter which is taking care of it. Okay, so that interpreter is so strong where you don't need to, so strong, I mean to say, interpreter does not need every single data to feed in it. It can understand some things automatically. Like you don't need to say anything called int, float, or string. It will automatically understand. You don't need to give semicolon. It will understand. Okay, so something like that. So we will see more detailed on it probably by tomorrow. Okay, so since it is also so please do payment, no, because I want to start my regular class. I mean, I want to add you guys into my WhatsApp group. I'm again sharing my number. This is what my number is, WhatsApp number. You can please ping to this number once you have done payment. Okay. Thank you guys. We will see, we will see two important topics tomorrow. You know, we will see something called identifiers and literals, and data types we'll start. Okay. Got it right? Yeah. So tomorrow we will see full stage class. Tomorrow I don't think so. It's holiday, right? Yeah, let's see if there is any possibility. Yeah. Okay. Thank you guys.